Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special edition of Tunnel Vision. I'm your host, Ryan Abraham, USCFootball.com publisher, joined alongside Triple Double, Connor Morrissette. He's our great beat writer. And we're joined by the Junkyard Dog. We got Waymond Jordan, USC's newest running back. I love the nickname, by the way. But Waymond, thanks for joining us. I'll follow on Instagram or Twitter, all_American2ends28. So I like your Instagram, your Twitter handle too.
Thank you.
Is that your Instagram one also?
No, sir.
What's your Instagram so people want to follow that?
SG_way3.
Okay, cool. I like the All-American one. That's great. But thank you so much for joining us here back on campus. We want to get to talk about Waymond, about his journey from Florida to JC in Kansas all the way to Los Angeles. We're going to do that in a second. Just let everybody know this is set up through House of Victory, so we want to give a shout out to them. If you are watching a USC football fan, I'm putting the QR code up on the screen if you want to donate to House of Victory to help student athletes out like Waymond here. And they have a campaign right now called The Place to Be, Time to Win. So there's a QR code up on the screen, so check it out. But Waymond, yeah, I wanted to get you talking about, I know you been on campus for a little bit, but I know you came in and started doing some work with House of Victory. I know there was some work where you were feeding people. Like, what kind of stuff have you done so far with House of Victory?
So far, I've been a part of helping shelter the homeless and like get them the items that they needed, and also just feeding people. Just feeding people that was affected by the fires and just that are unfortunate, honestly. So I've been a part of those. And then we also had like this kid event where we actually went to like this daycare center and was playing with kids, doing origami, playing basketball, being active with the kids and stuff like that.
Interesting. I would say there's a picture I need to put up here. What is going on? You guys have knives, so this looks a little. They're like, we're. I think they sent me this one. What's going on? That you got a look on there. That's pretty interesting.
It was supposed to be a funny picture. Like we were all in the back, like cutting up the sausage for the food.
Okay.
So, and it was like a lot, like a lot to cut and put all into that one little thing. So like we all had knives and we're just cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting, and then we just took a fun picture right after we got done.
No, I like that. That was good.
I love it, Waymond. Way to bring some humor to this charity work and keep up the great work. So back here for the summer at USC, Tremaine Carroll, the new strength coach. We talked to Jade Abasiri last week. He said attention to detail and discipline and making sure you guys get everything right are the three main goals of Coach Carroll. What's been your experience working under this new strength staff so far?
Honestly, the same thing Jade said, just small details and being very detail oriented. And that's really just been the main focus, like details. Everything needs to be done a certain way, and it's a certain way it needs to be done, and that's how it has to be done. And if it's not done that way, we're going to restart and keep going until we get it right.
You're kind of in a unique position because you came in, obviously Benny Wiley was around, and you get like a few months training. I think fans and even us in the media, it's weird to talk about strength coaches, but you guys spend the majority of your time with the strength staff. Is it difficult to go like learn one sort of system and then have that kind of switch up, before even the season starts and kind of learn another one? Or it's just like, hey, we're working out, we're going to follow what we need to do, and it just works?
We all know, like, if we buy in to whatever, it's not about what we do, it's how we do it. So as long as we all buy into whatever, like it could have been anybody that came in, as long as we bought in, I feel like we're going to see the results that we're going to see. But I'm used to kind of like having different strength programs over and over again. I had that happen at JUCO a few times, like changing like strength coaches. So it's not nothing like new to me, but it was still an adjustment though that had to be made.
What goals do you have in the weight room? Is it just simply getting stronger, or are you working on anything specifically to try to increase your speed or jumping ability? What are your goals for the weight room in the off season?
Just to get more explosive and faster, and just get more stronger, and just to build my body up to sustain a whole season playing in the Big Ten. Honestly.
Yeah, Big Ten is upon, the season's coming up there. Did you sort of have kind of goals for the spring as far as, I want to be this weight, or I want to be able to lift this much, or were there things that you kind of set up like, hey, I need to do this now that we're going to be playing in the Big Ten?
No, sir. Those things weren't on my mind. I was more so focused on like learning the playbook, learning the system, getting to know my teammates, and just gelling with everybody else to find my role and find everything within the program. I feel like the numbers when it comes to like bench, squat, anything, and like all of that's gonna come throughout the training. And so all I gotta do is put my best effort forward every time, and I'm gonna get better.
We had the chance to speak with running backs coach Anthony Jones at the end of spring, and he mentioned to me how he felt like you had separated yourself a little bit from the pack. What did you do in the spring to do that, and do you feel like you separated yourself?
Um, in which aspect of separating myself?
I would just say overall, like it's a pretty new room with you being new, Eli being new, some freshmen, and then Brian, the only returner. So jobs are up for grabs. Of course, no one's getting a starting role in April, but he said you had separated yourself from the pack a little bit overall. Did you feel like you did that, and just what did you do in the spring to make him have those thoughts?
Probably just grabbing onto the playbook quicker, like, and just making less mistakes, probably, like when it came to making like the playbook and footwork, learning things like that. Probably was probably how I separated myself just a tad bit, and just honestly attacking every day like a vet.
The mentioned at the top of the show, the junkyard dog. I love it. And we were talking about House of Victory. I know they did like a little piece on you, I think towards the end of spring ball. You can go check that out. You follow, saw it on your Twitter account. But where did the junkyard dog name come from? That's not, I don't hear that a lot. I'm an older guy. So like there's an old Jim Croce song, Bad Bad Leroy Brown. And he's like meaner than a junkyard dog, but that's like a big dude. That's like a 6'4" guy. And I know but I don't, where did the junkyard dog come from?
It came from one of my AAU coaches back in the day. I got it from Coach Avery and Coach Reggie Evans. He played in the NBA. So they always used to they just end up calling me that because I was playing with older kids and I just weren't scared of them. And I would just go at them like they were younger than me. And like I always came to attack like any workout or practice or anybody like I was a junkyard dog. So like that's how it came about, and it just stuck with me.
It's easy to see why the USC staff ended up really liking you on the recruiting trail with that mindset. Something, Waymond, that you haven't done historically at the JUCO level was catch a lot of passes. You caught a few here and there. That's a big part of what USC wants to do on offense. I know that's something that you're working on. When you're in spring ball and trying to just become more of a pass catcher, what does that look like, and how would you evaluate the strides you've made there so far this offseason?
Me just working on my catches ability, like it starts off with pat and go, like in the beginning of the practice, just focusing on each route and each like catching the ball clean and tucking the ball quickly, and just focus on every little detail when it comes to catching. And then also with Coach Jones before practice, as a group, we all catching tennis balls and like just everything, like even like now, just when we're not working out as a team and stuff like that, me just being on the field, getting like extra catches, making sure like I'm getting catches from each direction, left, right, over the shoulder, back shoulder, anything that can help me in those situations.
You won the JUCO Weekly Award, which is essentially Heisman Trophy for the
Yeah.
junior college level. You won a national championship at junior college. I mean, those are. I know in the piece that you talked about, just winning a national championship at any level is not easy. But what is that? Being able to have those accomplishments under your belt, how does that help you transition to Power 2 football, Big Ten football, coming to USC?
Honestly, it taught me how to work, and it helped me understand like better like what it really takes to win a national championship, which is our goal here at USC. Like, and I could see some of the similar traits that we had there at Hutch, like in how we're going through certain things. Like those are like, it resembles Hutch, like mirror, like it's like a mirror. Like I can see it. Like I understand where the coaches come from and like what they're saying and why we're doing certain things. Like that's going to help us win a national championship. And I understand that already because I've won one also.
Amazing. Coach Jones, Waymond, just seems like a really awesome guy based on the conversations I've had. And when we're able to watch practice, he's just, obviously it'll be hard on you when the time is right for that, but he just seems really friendly and like a good guy. What's it like playing for him? I think I'd like to play for him if I was a running back recruit.
It's just a joy to be around him every day and just play for him. Like he's somebody, like he has a unique personality, like that I can really like just vibe with and talk to consistently. And like he makes playing for him like fun. Like actually it's like fun and you enjoy every moment. Like you enjoy like from the meetings to the workouts to the runs to practice itself. Like even when even when it's like time for him to get on to you, like it's like he has that like effect that makes you want to go harder anyway. So like he just like, and then he just like he's a great person, great like coach off the field also. Like so he's not just coaching us like on the field, like it's about life and stuff like that. So I actually go to church with him like almost every Sunday. So
Yeah, I got I'm putting if you're watching on YouTube, I have the photo up of him, and he posed in the spring. He saw me taking pictures, and he gave me like the thumbs up. It was kind of funny, but yeah, he's always fun to talk to.
I remember I was right.
Yeah, you were because I was taking pictures of you. I think because you guys were doing the special teams work there. That's what we get to watch. One thing I didn't get to watch, but I did read about this. One of the practices in the spring, I guess there was some kind of like tug of war sort of drill, and you went against Jamal Jarrett. Is that like so? Can you tell us the story behind that? Because that seemed really interesting. Because he's a big man.
Honestly, it was like the little harness thing. I mean, he didn't have nobody to go with, so I mean, I wasn't gonna leave him hanging to dry. Like I told him, he's still gonna have to work. Like he's still gonna have to work to beat me. Like I wasn't going out without no fight.
So how'd it go? What happened?
I lost.
I mean, he's a big guy, but that just. We love the attitude though. That's like, hey man, I'll go. I don't care that you're 340 pounds or whatever he is. He's a big dude.
He is.
That seemed, very, very challenging. But credit to you for going through with it. One guy who we've interviewed, Waymond, has been Big General Reed, the center who was at Hutchinson Community College. I don't think you guys overlapped, and then transferred to Syracuse and is now at USC. Just seems like he's a hilarious guy, has a big personality. What's it been like getting to know him and being a key part of the offense along with him?
We overlapped for like a quick second. Like
okay.
So I got there like right before the season, like his last season there. So I redshirted. So I wasn't consistently around him and stuff like that. But just being around him again, like, he got cool vibes, like, and we still gel, especially because we Hutch brothers at the end of the day. So like we still relate to each other and we still can talk to each other. We know we know a lot of the same people, like, and we just click that way.
We're going to kind of talk about your journey a little bit. Maybe talk about sort of the recruiting process for you when you were at Pensacola, coming out of like a running back hotbed, right? Like Trent Richardson, Emmett Smith, I think, from
Yes.
from there. But then going to Hutch, Kansas JC, and then that kind of process. How did that sort of come about? And then going into the portal and ending up at USC.
In high school, I felt like I was working, but it was probably something that coaches didn't see in me or that I was missing and I was lacking. So I went under the radar, under recruited. I always thought about it, but I never really sat down and really dreaded myself about it, or just beat myself up about it. Like I knew where I was going to JUCO, where I was going to be. I knew I was going to end up on this level eventually. I just had to keep working. So when I got to JUCO, I just put my head down and went to work. Even when I redshirted, I was lifting extra when nobody was around, just getting in extra work. Second, my next year, getting hurt a little bit, so battling injuries, being on and off the field, not being able to really play and display my full talent, and also being back in a rotation and still having to be a great teammate. That taught me about behind the scenes work and stuff like that, just helping others get better at the same time while helping myself. And then the next year, I just took off with it, and then it got me where I am now.
That's the photo. Is that the national championship? Or is that your the other award, the JUCOWeekly?
Yeah. That's the JUCOWeekly Trophy, and
Nice.
that's my whole O-line, my entire O-line.
Ah, very cool. Yeah, we saw when Caleb Williams won the Heisman, he brought his offensive line to New York, so it's cool you got to honor your offensive line there when you won.
Yes, sir.
So then, after a successful stint, clearly successful at the JUCO level, you enter the portal, whatever it is, to make the move to USC. But other schools were interested. You said no to Bill Belichick in North Carolina. Other schools were on you too. Ultimately, why'd you choose USC, and how'd you say no to Bill, one of the greatest to ever do it?
Connor's a Patriots fan, by the way, just so you know. Okay, we actually both grew up in Massachusetts, like a town over from, but he's a big Patriots fan.
I had a lot of people honestly thought I was going to end up going to North Carolina. Bill was an amazing guy. For my first time meeting him, it was amazing. I actually liked being around him for the time I was around him. And I liked everything about North Carolina, but I just felt once I came here to USC, I knew this is where I wanted to be. When I was asked during my recruiting process, what was it I was looking for, I wasn't sure how to put it in words. But once I got here to USC, it was everything that I was really looking for. So from the staff standpoint into the talent around here, where this program could possibly be this year and the years coming, everything was just right where I wanted to be. So, and this how I came to USC. It was a no-brainer. As soon as I was done with my visit, I shut down my recruitment, canceled all my next visits, and said this is where I wanted to be.
For LA in general, are you a beach guy? Have you gone to Hollywood? What have you liked, or what have you liked the most about Los Angeles so far?
Honestly, I haven't had too much time to really go and explore too many. I've been to Muscle Beach.
Okay, Venice, yeah.
I think I've been going around just touring, just looking at all the places. I've been to Santa Monica. It was cool because I seen that on GTA, on the game, that. So everything that has been cool to me. I've been to Hollywood. I seen the little stars and stuff. Everything here. I just been thrilled just to see for the first time, because I never been to California until I came to USC. I never been on the West Coast actually.
Oh wow, okay, so it's new. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you recognize from TV shows or movies, and especially if they film a lot of stuff on campus, and you're like, oh, I saw that on a Nissan commercial or something. Oh, I know where that building is. So yeah, there's little stuff like that is kind of a neat part of living in LA, I think. to me at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah, no, I agree. One other football thing from me, Waymond. I heard from Coach Jones that Eli Sanders is really standing out as a pass catcher. Obviously, he can run the ball well too. The New Mexico running back transfer. What is he like as a pass catcher, and what's it like getting to know him and playing alongside him?
Honestly, getting to know him and just being around him, like he's just a joy just to be around. Like he comes with high energy and just laughter all day. Like if you ever like notice like during practice or like during the the special teams periods, like you might see me and him like around each other talking or just like locked in. Like when we locked in, like we're talking to each other, making sure we both understand the play. Like so just being around him, like just we're both like helping each other learn. Also being around B Jack helping us, like the whole group is really a joy to be around. And like his skill set is like amazing. Like I actually like being around every running back around us. Actually, like I feel like all of us bring like different skills. Like I actually find it sometimes more enjoyable, like when I'm watching film, to watch their film than my own film. So I try to watch them a lot too, though.
Did it help? Well, we have some questions from the Peristyle too, like our message board, if that's okay. But did it help that USC and Lincoln Riley specifically had success bringing in transfer running backs? It just, every year it seems like they've been able to crank guys out and have them have success. I don't know if that kind of helped your recruiting process at all.
It helped. It helped to an extent. Like I already understood. Like I have been watching Coach Riley since Oklahoma days. Like so, like I already like if like my family knew like Coach Riley was my favorite coach of all time. Besides like even though like people like may think it's like Nick Saban or something like that. I love Nick Saban, Kirby Smart, and all them too, but Coach Riley has always been my like favorite coach of all time. So like when I like just getting the opportunity to play for like your favorite coach was like something that I couldn't turn down.
All right.
Amazing. I think USC fans are gonna love you, Waymond. They loved Woody Marks last year,
Yeah.
and it seems like you're fitting right in. So that's great to hear.
You both had really interesting nicknames and cool stories behind the nicknames. So
Woody.
did you? Yeah. I mean, he dressed up as the Toy Story character. Like he loved that since he was a kid. So that was funny. Like he was great. He was great too.
We do have a couple of questions here from the Peristyle. I can get those started.
Sure.
OJ Trojan 109 wants to know, Waymond, what NFL running back do you model your game after, and do you have any personal goals for the upcoming season?
NFL running backs that I model my game after, like my favorite running back is Alvin Kamara. So I always try to model my game similar to Alvin. I've been but now that I'm getting like more like closer to that point, and like I have been studying like more and more different running backs. I love Gibbs and how David Montgomery, I love their 1-2 punch. I try to film study those two a lot. Um, Bijan Robinson, he's phenomenal also. Um, just a lot of different running backs. Like I try to take something from each one. That I try to look for somebody that's like similar frame and similar size, and try to like mimic certain things that they do. And for this upcoming season, I mean, I want to win the national championship. Like that's like my biggest goal for this season. I want to win the national championship on this level. Like I know we could do it. Like, and I just want to know what it feels like too.
Go back to back if you could do it. That'd be pretty impressive. SC Grad 96, what advice do you have for 12 to 13-year-old running backs who want to model their game on your running style?
My running style, really built on patience and vision. Like, so being able to understand and see the run has helped me like and understand like where this O lineman is going and how is he going to get there is like also important. So like I learned that through like growing up. I played quarterback my whole life until I got to high school. Like So then I made that switch to running back. So it always helped me understand the offense from a quarterback lens and just understand everything. So when it comes to like pass concepts, like I know exactly why the depth is important on each route and things like that. So I think that's just helped me like as a running back, just patience, vision, and just understanding, like actually understanding each play.
Danimal USC wants to know, coming from the JUCO ranks, what's been the biggest difference between the USC practices and the practices at Hutchinson?
I would say the practices. The practices
Pretty
aren't
similar?
are very, very similar. So I think it's about the same. Like, so the way our structure is at Hutch, like we actually try to mimic how other like D1 programs practice. So when we transfer out and go to these D1 schools, we're not lost and like we're not behind. So we're actually right on pace. So like as soon as we get there, it's like we were there from the start from our freshman year.
USC TJ wrote in and wants to know, let me get it exactly. He says, what's your favorite aspect of the offense?
My favorite aspect of the offense.
Yeah, Lincoln Riley's your favorite coach. I think you're probably a fan of his offense. Is there one part of it you like the most?
I think it's the way he puts everybody in position to win. Like is he knows how versatile everyone is and like what we all are good at and great at and some like what we're not as good at, and he just like puts us in like the best position to win and like go dominate. And I think that's like the most important factor of it. And it's not like the offense is not very complex, it's very simple, like, but it's effective. And that's probably my favorite thing about the offense, honestly.
I'll read this question verbatim. Screwy Louis 10 wants to know, who are the 2 to 3 players on the team that have made you say, that guy is him?
2 to 3 guys.
Yeah.
Um, okay, let me see. For one, I mean, it's kind of, I mean, do I need to state the obvious? Like, y'all already know Jacoby Lane. Like, y'all already know all those people like that I'm gonna like I would name. So I'm not gonna actually name those people. Like, I think some of my favorite players like to watch like on our team has been somebody like Jay-Z. Like Jay-Z is like, y'all might not know like who Jay-Z is. Jay-Z is number 44, by the way, for everybody to know his number and stuff like that.
Josiah Zamora, the receiver.
Yes. He's amazing. Like one of my favorite receivers just to watch. Like he reminds me of Xavier from Miami.
Wow.
That just went to the Titans. He reminds me of him a lot. Also, let me think. It's a lot of guys.
Yeah.
I like Ja, Big Ja. He was definitely one person I had to say, yeah, he one of those guys. And probably a last person, one more person. I think I wanna go with EG, but I said I was gonna name more other people. So I'm gonna go with, let me think. I'm gonna go with my running back King Miller. I'm not gonna lie. King is very nice. I like
Nice.
watching King run the ball.
Nice. I love that. I mean, there's guys everyone knows, and then it's cool that you're naming some other guys. So that's
Yeah, like it's the guys that people that doesn't get all the recognition sometimes. Like those be the guys that really like make practice more fun and just like because they're out there making plays and like you wouldn't even like people wouldn't even think they could make the plays that they make. Like, and it's just amazing like to see that. Like it's a lot more people like another one probably be like Asante Daz go crazy too.
Yeah, he just got named like one of the players of the week or whatever, the new thing that you guys are doing. That was cool to see.
He deserves it. I'm telling you.
But so back in the day, Waymond, we used to be able to watch like all of practice. I've been covering the team a long time, but especially during the Pete Carroll era was very open, and I've always liked looking at guys who were like, you would look at number 44 and not really know who that is. And you're like, that dude can make some plays, So that was always cool to kind of watch that. So it's neat to get your perspective too. Is like, hey, you might not see him or you might not know who he is, but I practice with the guy and he can make some plays.
Yeah, they actually, that's how, like, the guys that everyone knows, they don't get better unless you have guys behind the scene actually pushing and making them better. Like, so those guys always deserve the recognition that they don't receive all the time.
All right. Well, we're going to give you the round of applause. Waymond Jordan, we really appreciate you coming on and taking some time. Thanks again, House of Victory, for setting up. I'm going to put the one shot. You want to do a fight on emoji here, and we'll. Yeah, that's a great screenshot there. You're on. I can tell you're on iPhone, so they figured that out. And we didn't know what that was. We're like,
yeah, I don't know why that just popped. I did not know my camera.
we figured it out because it had been happening. Ryan, you explained it.
One of my former engineering friends, he wrote me and told me like what it was, but it's like an iOS thing that putting up the victory sign or the peace symbol, like for whatever reason, it makes like balloons pop up. So I thought it was something with the software I was using, but I didn't realize. Then last week we had Jade Abasiri on, and he was like on a PC. It didn't happen for him, but I figured so we could tell. He's on a Mac or an iPhone or something. So, but anyway, that's what it is. But you get the balloons things going. But thanks again so much for coming on. It was great. Thanks again to.
Thank you for having me.
House of Victory. Appreciate it. Wishing you the best of luck. It was great to chat with you, and I think the fans really enjoy the conversation. Hopefully I did. Hopefully they did too.
Yeah, thank you for taking the time to name the players. That's something that the fans love. So thank you, Waymond. I know as more people hear you and watch you, they're going to love you, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoy the show, and we will talk to you next time.